When is this delusion going to stop? That's all I want to really know from the person that's watching this. When is it going to stop? When is the elite gender inversion going to stop allowing itself to even come into the gym? I keep telling people, bro, it's going to happen in your schools. It's already in the households. It's already in the churches. It's already in religion. It's already in celebrity worship. Now you have it in the form of a gym. And then once it gets to the schools, once it gets to the daycares, once it gets through AI, that's it. I mean, we're past the brink of it. We're past the rise of the inversion because it's marinated into society and into life as well. And if people do not figure out what to do with the situation, imagine your child in a restroom and a grown-ass man who probably has no genitalia or a genitalia attachment placed on their skin suit walking into the women's restroom, for example, and you're a woman, and this person says, I'm just like y'all, look at me. Your child is right there, and you have a grown ass motherfucking man talking about some, I'm one of y'all. Look at me. I'm not a pervert. I can look at y'all. I'm a woman. So Gold's Gym is basically saying that as a man, you can walk into the woman's restroom because you identify as a woman. Prosperous rising, successful afternoon, and advanced night to all open-minded mirages watching this deceitful message. It's your divine paradox. Back with another observation. If you choose to and you enjoy these videos, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it, bro.
Gold gym, men, grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know. The fuck? Everybody saw that man in the fucking locker room. No one's saying shit. And I'm fucking done with it. It's fucking stupid.
And what's crazy, what blows my mind, people are so tired. People are so arrogant and entitled to what they believe that they're not even fucking listening. They're not even acknowledging. And the inversion's so crazy. This could be a grown ass man in a woman's body. Who the fuck knows? Doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I'm glad that this person is voicing what needs to be said. And just look at the people's that I'm just noticing everything in the background. Look at these background characters, for example. So as you can see, lights, camera, action, and Freemasonry. Not only just that, Freemason right here, and then the establishment as well is also Freemasonic. So because of that, why this person's paying attention, but you're not going to ask the questions, you're not doing anything to help. They're a lost cause. They're just talking about nothing. They can hear what this person is saying. Look at the clavicle. They can hear what this person is saying, but you're not acknowledging what the person is saying.
Shit! And I'm fucking done with it. It's fucking stupid.
You hear?
It's done.
Removed a part of the headphone so you can hear, but you're walking so that you don't become nosy. But you can hear what the person is saying.
You're right. Me making a
We're just all going to have our own conversations. Yeah, work does have to keep on going, but when you get done with the customer, why not talk to another customer or another person at work here? This person, the woman or the person that's speaking, that's outraged, has every right to be, and you're not acknowledging the person that's giving you money to just work out or giving the establishment money just to work out. Y'all don't really care for the people that, or y'all don't really care for the consumer. And it makes sense because your obligations is basically take their money and then you go home once your hourly shift is done.
front of a man without my permission. But I ain't the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room.
Then this nigga scrap. Wow. And if you're not outraged, bro, you're a part of the problem.
Hey guys, Erin Elizabeth Health Nut News. I was just going to Gold's Gym to work out when I saw the story about this woman being banned or kicked out of Gold's Gym for being upset because she was naked and had a man staring at her in the locker room. And she said, "Sir, what are you doing?" And Gold's
I'm not gonna lie, you need to lick your lips.
kicked her out, even though he swore at her and verbally abused her and was staring at her naked, because Golds always sides with these men who like to pretend to dress up like girls and go into our restrooms. The Beverly Center, where the Golds is located, was my old gym when I lived in LA a decade before I got smart and moved to Florida. Now Golds is my gym here. I will be canceling today. I may be in their live recording. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I want to let you know
You may. You may cancel. Is that what she just said?
immediately that
Hold on. Because these people can't be serious. So you know what they're doing. You talking about something I may. No. Cancel the goddamn membership. Defund the agenda. It's just that simple.
where the Golds is located was my old gym when I lived in LA a decade before I got smart and moved to Florida. Now Golds is my gym here. I will be canceling today. I may be in their live recording. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I want to let you
Oh, you will be canceling, but you may be live recording. There is no may. Just cancel and don't go back.
know immediately that
Still, defund the establishment. I
I will
heard
not
that. That's all.
stand for some disgusting place like that bans the woman, the poor woman who's naked in the shower and has some guy, totally staring her down, looking at her, watching her. She said he looked like a guy, but because Golds allows these men to go in there and say, "Oh, I identify as a woman," this shit is going on and it's going to stop. And I would like you to boycott Gold's Gym with me. And I would like to encourage all of you, if you would like to join me in a boycott against Gold's. It's easy. You probably have to go in. I'm going to find out here in a minute. Cancel your membership and you can join another gym. Not Planet Fitness, or Shitness as I call them, because they've done the same thing. They banned a woman in Alaska for a similar story. But you can find good local gyms that support actual women and don't let men go in there. And also there's a man arrested, similar circumstance at Planet Fitness, for what he was doing to himself while watching women peeping in there, which is allowed, I guess. I mean, they not that part isn't allowed, but men that pretend to be women are allowed, and then those kind of things happen. So Planet Fitness, Golds, please, would you join me?
And my thing is, bro, it sucks that when you speak out on it, it be your own people who call you names. People call you transphobic, homophobic. People call you a simp because you care about the way women feel. It's like, would you want a grown-ass man to go into the gym and see your mom naked and then touching themselves to where your mom is outraged and you're just like, oh, mom, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. That's basically where we are in society. Like we have to start caring. Not even just that, if it was your daughter, if you were a father and your daughter went through the same exact situation, what you gonna do? That's why I'm gonna be taking these niggas serious. I'm gonna be taking niggas seriously, bro. Like these niggas are so narcissistic, but it's disgusting. It's just wild. It's such a weird simulation that we live in, man. And we're gonna go to her video. Hey, this shit. Hold on, cause before we get into that video, no, hold on. Because there's this one right here. This shit's so crazy.
Are you? Did you tell me or not that women like to see
I'm
dick?
the guy asking you a fucking question.
Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already.
Last time this happened, Gold's Gym, you knew that this happened and you still did nothing about it. People are so tired, they don't have time to care about what's really going on. Do we not see this shit yet? People in society are so tired. They're always constantly working. They don't have time to really put in the effort to stop this shit from happening. There's so many people that are doing things every single day. These employ or I would say the employees or the coworkers, they don't have time to establish a new law or find a different ordain or ordinance or even just a guideline for people to follow in Gold's Gym or even in gyms in general, or not only just that, with people like this. People are so tired of delusions that they're playing in it now because Their higher up told them, hey, if you don't do this, you may lose your job. So people are just doing their job. This is basically an indication of selling your soul willingly.
We already filed reports. No, no.
That's fine. I
No.
want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every
No, just that is sad because you got rid of the person that's making the complaint. How do you get rid of somebody? That shit, it blows my mind. It's like you're telling the authorities, hey, there's a problem. We have perversion in the gym, and they're just like, we got to get you up out of here. You're making too much of a chaotic entrance. You're making a chaotic scene, and you're scaring the gym goers. You're scaring the people who are working out. We don't have time for that. Please leave. You gonna kick me out because I'm spreading awareness on what needs to be stopped and handled?
right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there.
And not only just that, you can hear in her voice, there are girls naked in there. And you're still walking because you know that the system is going to. I'm finna get agitated, dog. Like that shit be throwing me off, man. This whole Baphomet, transgender, this inversion shit is so disgusting, man. Bro, you parents, y'all gotta stop with this shit, bro. Y'all gotta stop genetically modifying your children just because you want to make money. You're God, man. Gold's Gym allows men to invade women's competition. So if you want to feel like you're dominant, if you want to feel like you're better, go to this Gold's Gym in Los Angeles and you can dominate in any women's sport if you choose to because you're fucking ass. Sorry ass niggas, man. This shit weird, bro.
Experience ever at the I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America. We're like trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you a
I ain't gonna lie, what's going on? People love being groomed. People love to enable perversion and grooming tactics. And this is basically one of them. This is basically how you allow society to consent to what they were brought up in. This is basically how I see it. So if this gym allowed that, just imagine where else it's also being allowed to play a part in. So if it's being allowed to expand itself across different establishments or just different societies or just different scenarios or places or environments as a whole or whole ecosystem, it's going to root itself as a problem that people love to deal with. People love what they can't control.
woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel. I'd like
All right, we don't got to be sexist now. I mean, because not all men don't care about how women feel. Majority of us, I can only speak for myself. I mean, I don't mind caring for how a woman feels. I mean, I'm open-minded to how they're feeling. Now, a lot of times it is over-exaggerated, but a lot of times the way a woman feels is justified. Just because, I mean, I'm in tune with both aspects of reality, but most men don't have that intuition within the divine femininity because they don't know themselves. They don't know God.
to think. And I get it, like everybody has their own things and I don't explain, I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightophobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like,
I'm still confused about that too. Many people, I mean, even in churches, many people are okay with their pastor touching on kids. I mean, a lot of people are giving their kids to the pastor anyways. For what reason? I don't know. It's
when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fuck,
why can't there just be a balance of int First of all, why the fuck do human beings need laws? We need laws on how to act properly. God, you niggas are
be
asleep.
safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right. The way I feel right now, and don't come into my comments about he gay, he ain't looking at you. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's about a feeling, yo. Like, if you never been a little girl who been touched or been through some shit, you won't understand that feeling. And you've never been a little girl.
And the thing is that I noticed, bro, a lot of people are little or they're not little girls anymore, but a lot of people used to be little girls and they know how it feels to be touched, and yet and still they're the ones that are the most silent. This is the problem. The people who have been touched and violated and assaulted, they haven't came out and said anything because why would they? And just for the key points on what this stuff is, man, 'cause this shit's really crazy to me, dog. Okay, because when I was just doing my research, I don't even want to. I just put it right here because we gotta spread awareness about this stuff, bro. But I would call this a mass psychogenic illness, or this is what I basically looked up, and a sociological phenomenon where groups of people adopt a false belief or behavior through emotional contagion, and it spreads through the media and authority figures. So many people in society will begin to share the same delusion, and they will think as if this emotional validation is their truth. This is where we are. Cognitive dissonance is basically a popular one. Psychological stress that occurs when a person holds two conflicting beliefs, basically thinking as if knowing biologically that reality, they're pressured to deny on what they appear to be. So people will rewrite reality to escape discomfort rather than face their truth. And then we had to deal with that. Crazy. The social contagion theory, basically describing how our beliefs and our identities are trending and spreading like a virus through a social network and a neurological network as well, especially through the impressionable or emotional vulnerability or emotional vulnerable people that are positioned in certain instances in society. And it's basically when identity becomes somebody's way of performing, and now they're going to imitate a false sense of authenticity. So many people, like how the guy was, he has this look that somebody in my class does. Like when you get on to them about what they're doing, they look at you like you're confusing. It's like, dude, you're going into the women's restroom. And this is basically very accurate because this person was performing. You can get loud with a man, and that's when you become a man. But when it comes to women, you're confused and you're silent about what they're saying is truthful. And society is okay with that virus. You know how to be a man when it's time to be a man, but majority of the time you want to be a woman. And society's supposed to be okay with that. Moral inversion. So this is a condition psychologically and through a culture aspect to where what was once considered to be immoral is basically going to be celebrated. And the things that are considered to be moral is basically punished. So it's like gender reversal and ethical polarity. So the things that we know are good is what is evil. The things that are evil become good. So in this genetic inversion or victim inversion, we're now seeing in real time the things that are considered weird are considered good. And if you're not doing them, you're the weirdo. So if you're not genetically altering your kids, if you're not grooming kids, if you're not touching on them, if you're not assaulting whatever, then you're not doing what society wants you to be doing for yourself. You're not considered normal. You're not a part of their pedo satanic occultic society. Collective narcissism. Many people in groups will believe that they are morally superior by attacking anyone that questions their ideology. And this is exactly why empathy became a weapon. That's exactly why they're attacking and they're softening up tough love. This shit could all be handled with an ass whooping. That's all I'm saying. And basically, many people have built their communities on validation. And when people are narcissistic in a collective consciousness, you can't validate that because they have no truth to tell for themselves. Techni Technical, logical, social conditioning, a gradual reprogramming of a human behavior through algorithmic exposure and digital voice recognition that dopamine-based reinforcement will loop itself in. So the internet is basically an experiment or the laboratory, and society is the experiment. So, because in social media spaces with AI, we don't know what's real and what's fiction anymore. Not only just that, if you see the inversion on social media, people who have a man, I don't know what software brain, but many people have a smooth brain. Many people have the monkey doing the little, yeah, many people have that kind of brain. So because they're easily influenced, they'll go on the internet and they'll think as if somebody in this world thinks as if doing this shit is normal. To where they're gonna have this exact same reaction. What's the problem? I was told that it was okay. Why am I getting accused? Why am I getting ridiculed for what I thought people were already doing? That's why you gotta ask what the fuck is really going on. Transhumanist disassociation. So this is basically terminology used in neuroethics and psychological separation from a biological identity, and they'll replace an organic identity with a synthetic construction of an ideology that people are going to follow. So humanity will start detaching from the vessel, and then the design for the nature is what people start mimicking to where now the nature becomes a mockery and people will alter it for financial gain or attention seeking. Now, the things that we have to do to stop this shit, for one, we don't gotta question what we're doing because we're doing it anyways. We got to speak the truth publicly, especially when it's uncomfortable. We have to educate with logic and become conscious with our emotions when we're educating within these two barriers. Protect the minds of the next generation. We have to tell the youth early, teach them how to think and not what to think. But we got to teach them how to think in general because when they're thinking about what they should be thinking about, they ain't thinking clearly enough. Think about what you see, question it, and answer it for yourself. If you don't know, you have to trust an adult that knows how to contradict what they're going to answer to your question. And we have to show beings what divine intelligence is by rewiring their DNA, rewiring their nature, because you can't rewrite a corrupted ideology when it's already rooted at the beginning of its journey. You have to get the children and tell them about themselves when they're young, but pour divinity into them. Like lying to them is not going to solve the problem. That's exactly why many people grow up doing this shit. Stop funding the agenda, cancel membership, stop being entertained by it. Money is going to feel the control. And redirect energy and money towards creators, teachers, or movements that are promoting having morals and being authentic. We got to control digital input, AI, media, algorithms. These are all tools for hypnosis on a mass spectrum of just consciousness. Limit consumption of content that pushes this identity confusion. So spread awareness on content that teaches self-awareness and biological observation. We had to build communities that understand consciousness. So don't be alone in this battle, but connect with others that see what's going on. It could be online or locally. Do it in a small circle of awakened beings that aren't afraid to create a ripple effect in this dimension of a system that can't stop what you're freeing yourself in. not only just that, never forget we are in a battle of consciousness. So we got to always stay grounded in our morality and our awareness and divinity. This is how we repel this inversion. Because after that, this type of confusion can only thrive where the confusion is just ascending into. So our authenticity, our honesty will enhance itself whenever we put ourselves in the moment. Whenever we see what's going on, we see it's happening and we attack it like the plague it is. Now we're helping people really question what's going on and what side they were already fighting for. Remember, many people are afraid to speak up on this stuff because they can get canceled, they can get exiled, they can get silenced, banned, fired, whatever. When you don't care about that shit, you know to yourself, like, the things I see on the media and in real life, they go hand in hand. Because they go hand in hand, what will you do about it with the hidden hand that is telling you what societies have been altering our DNA in since the beginning of time? And lastly, because I mean, this shit get really deep too. Now, the thing that I was understanding as well is I had to sit here and ask myself, like, why? But it just goes to show that when you speak up, you'll be criminalized because this delusion is being protected. We are considered criminals or the villains because the actual villains are pretending to be heroes. And they can't even save society with their lies, but people look at them as heroes because they lie. And this is literally just a part of inversion. And they're collapsing morality. They basically want humanity to not only sell their morals, but sell it times 1,000. Keep on doing it. Because that's basically how you become in spiritual damnation. So when people in society will punish somebody for acknowledging the oblivion and the obvious, this is when people start biologically thinking as if they're different and they start mocking differences. And this is exactly how our, what's the word? Our genetic ascension gets replaced by this ideology. Because at this point, we're just in psychological warfare that looks to be inclusion. And to me, this shit is deceitful and basically because there is no evil, but it's in the realm of evil just because it's being spread in policies, schools, entertainment, and AI. It's already covered that. But this is basically this whole goal right here is just to erase boundaries and to blind you from identity. So not only just that, they want to confuse, like I already mentioned too, they want to confuse. I keep forgetting that I'll be thinking ahead. I'll be thinking ahead of my teachings. I'll be like, I keep doing that, but they want to confuse the next generation until they are no longer able to question what they're programmed by. That's exactly why many mothers, many fathers, they'll have, and it goes deep too with the pedo or the pedophilic or the satanic pedophile occultic rings of grooming systems. These systems of parenting or groomers agents, sentient programs, they will converse amongst each other on what they got to do to get into the higher ranks of Freemasonry. A lot of times it requires to sacrifice a child, to invert the child, because when you do that, you now get to have everything that you desire to where now your children will pick up where you left off. Only difference is too, the child will get way more because you're allowing perverts shadow entities to leech off of your child to where you don't even want to confront what you're letting go of. You're letting your child live a life in the realm of demons, and these demons are, I don't believe in demons, but demonic vibrations. You're allowing them to nurture your child to where when your child grows up, and basically we need to have urgency. If people don't speak up on this stuff, and it's going to get stronger. The thin line between reality and synthetic consciousness will just it'll disappear, and then morality will just die along with the synthetic version of consciousness. Not only were we already in a synthetic womb that's underwater, but it's going to get to a point to where everything will be artificially manufactured, and it already is, but it'll get to a point to where you can't decipher anything anymore. to where when it goes into reality, I don't want to go out. That shit makes me mad, bro. All I'm gonna say is, if you are not keeping your children close to you, if you're not involved in your child's life, if you're not teaching them about genetic sexual inversion, you are not going to be able to stop what society has allowed. This is like the purge. This is like the Maze Runner. This is like, bro, we're in a whole different scale of spiritual warfare. We're basically in World War IV now. I don't see it as World War III. To me, World War III was like in 2020, but we're in World War IV. And World War V is going to be yeah, once 2030 hits, I'm gonna speak into existence. Because this is where this is going. If this is happening in 2025, give it 5 more years and then imagine what's really going to happen. Have a great and divine day, divine reflection. Sad, bro.